Welcome once again to Tech Time. This is Tech Time number 5, where I will be showing you how to enter assignments and grades into your PowerTeacher Pro gradebook. So once again, as you can see, I have already logged into PowerSchool. I am going to click on PowerTeacher Pro. I'm going to click on my 6th grade social studies class because that's the one I've already set up from the previous video. And we're going to log in here. Okay, so the default page on PowerSchool, the gradebook, when you log in is the assignment page. So over here under grading, I think I kind of skipped this last time. If you click on grading, you have various options. The default is the assignment list. So once you start entering assignments and you go log into PowerSchool, that is what you're going to see. You're going to see, you enter the quiz, a test, a project, and so on. Underneath that, you see score sheet. Score sheet's pretty cool because score sheet will give you a snapshot of the entire class. So as you can see here, I have the entire class in 6th grade. All 6 of them are listed here. As of now, there are no assignments. So what you'll see, and you'll see this in a couple of minutes, is the assignments will be up top here. Kind of there, they'll scroll along the way here, and you'll be able to enter the grades. All right. So I actually think it's a good way to, you can look at the whole class, you'll see everyone's average, you can see all the grades in one shot, so it's pretty cool. Also under grading is categories, which we talked about in the last video. So hopefully if you're ready to go now and enter assignments, you have gone and adjusted and created your categories as is necessary. If not, you probably want to stop this video and go back and watch the other one, because you really can't enter assignments until you have the categories you are looking to use. All right, so I'm going to go back to my assignment list. If you remember from the previous video, up here on the right-hand side, you have the Create button. So I think last time we used it to create categories. Now we're going to use it to create assignments. So I'm going to click on Create, and instead of Category this time, I'm going to click on Assignment. And this is the box that pops up. Okay, so let's call this Chapter 1 Test. Okay. Underneath that is category. So if you remember correctly, I use category weights. Okay. So when I do that, I'm going to go under here and I'm going to select test. Okay. If you try and save this without selecting a category, you're going to get an error message that's going to tell you to fix it. Okay. Score type is points. If you remember correctly, we set this up last time. When you create categories, we can also edit categories. The score entry point is 100. Okay. And then the due date, the default is today's date. You can change the date, you can go back, you can go forward, and that's fine. Again, select classes. It defaults to the class you're in. If you're doing, a certain assignment, if you teach 2 math classes and you want to give them the same assignment, you can copy the assignment to different classes. You also, we talk a lot about differentiation, you have the ability to only assign things to certain students. So the default is everybody. But if you look on this screen, it says add, remove students. So you can, right, the current selection is all of them. But if I unselect that, it gets rid of, it takes all of them out. And then if I just want to add certain students to that, I can. And what happens then is when the students go to look at it or the parents go to look at it, they'll only see the assignments that they're in for. So again, as we differentiate, you may be giving different assignments to different students or different groups of students. This allows you to kind of tailor the gradebook to the individual groups that you are using. Standards we don't mess around with too much. You can include them on there, but we don't really do that. This one's pretty cool too. It's called Publish. The default is to publish it as soon as you enter it. You can change this. So let's say you're doing a project and they're going a little bit at a time and you want to enter them as you go, but you don't want to display them all. You can tell PowerSchool to hold off on displaying them. However, we have found out in the past though, that once you enter the grade, whether it's displayed now or later, it does impact their final grade. So they're going to see what happened either way. All right. So again, the assignment, back here, the assignment name, you have to, again, the little stars tell you what you have to do. The test, the points. All right. So when you're ready, you will click Save. So now, when that happens, you have the option, a little green thing pops up here. It says it was created successfully, so good job. And it actually left before you. You have the choice to click a button and score it immediately. But if not, in your assignment list, if you just click on the assignment, okay, it'll show you the students. If you remember, I only selected 3 of the students. In the box here, you click on the box and you type the grade. It's really pretty simple. Okay. Now you have some other features. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, it tells you the student that you're on. You can either enter it in the box there or over here. You can use the keyboard, or you can use the, I guess, kind of like the calculator-looking keyboard, number keyboard thing over here. All right. You also have some options here. All right. One of which, and they're down here on the bottom. So one is missing. Okay. So let's say in this particular instance, Pari, who always does her work, but Pari doesn't hand it in. You can click the missing thing. So when parents look on PowerSchool, they know it's missing. Or when you look at it, you know that it's missing. All right. I can unclick that. Collected. Sometimes you're doing something, you know, whether it's formative assessment, or I mentioned, I think in a previous video, maybe you're doing something in your homeroom and you're collecting permission slips for something, okay? And all you don't want to grade it. You just want to say, yes, this person gave it to me. You can use the check mark. There's a late, right? You can use the late button, okay? Click that. Here's another cool one. Okay, you just saw me erase that. The fill button. Okay, so let's say you do something and everyone in class gets 100. And rather than typing 100, 100, 100, 100, you fill in the first one, then you click the fill, and it will fill all the way down. This also works, let's say you have 20 kids and you have 17 hundreds and 3 95s. You can fill the hundreds and then go back and change the 95. It's just a way of kind of speeding up the process of entering the grades. You also have the ability, and it's not going to show up here because there's only one assignment, but you also have the ability to fill horizontally. So let's say you do 3 assignments and you know, the student David gets 100 in all 3 assignments. You can put the 101 and fill horizontally, and it'll fill that way too. You also have the little chair here for absence. So if a student is absent for an assignment, so let's say you do a project in class that there's really not a way for them to make up because they just kind of missed it. They're here or they're not. You can put absent in there so then the parents know why there's not a grade there. There's an exempt. All right, so let's say you know, the student misses something, all right, or you can actually exempt a grade. Keep in mind, if you exempt a grade, if you notice I click exempt and it went from normal, you know, black to purple. When you exempt a grade, it no longer counts toward their final grade. So you may have a reason for doing that. Maybe it's a high grade, maybe it's a low grade. You don't even need to have a grade. You can actually just put exempt. So again, if there's an assignment, and you'll see there's like the little purple line there that says they're exempt for whatever reason. And then also incomplete. You know, so if they got a 75 but didn't do some of the project, you can put incomplete. All right, you can always go back and edit it later on. So let me turn those off. All right. And again, always you want to save scores. If you try and exit this page without saving the scores, I'm going to do that right now. Go back. It's going to say you have unsaved changes. Do you want to save and continue, or do you want to discard your changes? So you can save and continue. And this is the score sheet. So grading score sheet. Okay. So it'll show you, again, we only have one assignment right now. But it shows you in this area here their final grade, both as the letter grade and the percentage, and then the grade on this assignment. So again, as the marking period would go on, I would add assignments, and as that happens, this will change and we'll figure it out based upon, again, if you're using category weighting, based on your category weighting, and if you're using total points, just based upon the points, you know, the straight average. All right. So let me just create another one. Create assignment. And I'm going to call this the Mars project. This will be projects. Again, the default is points. The default is set up for 100. I've mentioned to you guys in the last video, count in final grade. That is the default button. If you don't want something to count in the final grade, that's fine. Again, up here you can select your classes. The default is the class that you're working in, but you can copy it to other classes. And the date, again, we're going to leave the same. The students, I'm leaving the same. Everything else I'm leaving the same. Save and close. Now, if you look at your score sheet, now you have 2. So if I enter 100, 75, 79 or 70, 58, 87, and 100. And I click save, and you'll see now it adjusts. Right? And again, it's going to do this now based upon my settings, which were in the last video. And again, it's only 2 assignments, so as it goes on, it'll figure it out. So again, PowerSchool figures out the grade, how you tell it to. So again, if it's not coming out the way you think it should, it's probably something with the settings. So if you can't figure it out, please let me know. All right, a couple other quick things. I'm going to go back to my assignment list. All right. If you notice all the way over here to the right, you have the edit. All right. Occasionally, you'll need to edit your assignment. Sometimes you'll enter something twice, and you'll need to delete it. So if I click on that assignment, you look down here in the lower left-hand corner in red is the word delete. You can delete an assignment. Let's say you need to change the date. That'll happen a lot toward the end of the marking period. You'll enter something. The marking period will end on a Friday, and on Monday you will enter something, and you'll forget about the date, and the default date will be that Monday, and you'll be calling me saying, I can't find my assignment. I entered my assignment, and it's not showing up. And it's because it's in the next marking period. And whatever, there's a million reasons why you might have to do this. We'll talk about extra points at a different time. But again, you can edit it, you can delete it, and that's pretty much it. So again, I tried to keep this one short. I'm sure, we'll have a lot of questions in person on this one. But this is how you do it. So again, teachers who have been here, you pretty much know what you're doing on this, at least how you want to set your gradebook up. New teachers, again, think about your philosophy and how you want grades, and we'll sit down either as a group or if you can't make it individually, and figure out the best way to set up your gradebook to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So again, thank you for watching. Don't be afraid to click like and be on the lookout for the next video. Again, please let me know what you guys would like to see. I'll probably do something with Google with the next 1 or 2, but if there's something specific you guys want to see and think you need help with or might be useful, please let me know. Also, if you're planning on doing this cool stuff in your classroom and you want to share it with the group, let me know and we can work on that as well. So thank you, and we'll see everybody next time.